The rain hammered against the makeshift shelter's roof as Boaz watched the dragon lady collapse at his doorstep. Her scales, once brilliant crimson, were now dulled by exhaustion and mud. Blood seeped from a wound on her shoulder where her wing met her back. "Please," she rasped, her serpentine eyes meeting his. "Sanctuary." Boaz had seen many things in his 30 years of service across the Terran Defense Fleet. He'd watched worlds burn and civilizations fall. He'd made peace with aliens who'd tried to kill him and broken bread with former enemies. But he'd never expected to find one of the proud Dracani collapsed on his porch in the Montana wilderness. "Come inside," he said simply, stepping aside. The dragon lady, no taller than his chest, despite her species' fearsome reputation, limped past him. Her tail dragged across the wooden floor, leaving a faint trail of golden blood. "Girls!" Boaz called up the stairs. "Stay in your room for a moment." He heard the shuffle of small feet and whispered questions. His daughters, 7-year-old Mira and 9-year-old Elena, were curious as all children were, but they'd learned discipline from their time in the military colonies. The Dracani woman slumped into his largest chair, which still barely accommodated her bulk. Up close, Boaz could see the extent of her injuries. Burns marked her scales, and her right wing hung at an awkward angle. "I am Aurelia," she said, her voice carrying the harmonics that all Dracani possessed. "I am a scholar of the first clutch." Boaz nodded, moving to his medical kit. The war with the Dracani Confederacy had ended 5 years ago, but tensions remained. A Dracani scholar on Earth, injured and alone, meant only one thing. "Defector?" Aurelia's laugh was bitter. "I spoke truth about the old wars, about how we started them, about the lies we told ourselves. The Clutch Mothers did not appreciate my historical accuracy." Boaz began cleaning her wounds with practiced efficiency. She flinched but didn't pull away. Human medical supplies weren't designed for Dracani physiology, but pain was universal, and so was the relief of treatment. "You'll need surgery on that wing," he said. "I can't do it here. There's a clinic in town, but they will report a Dracani presence," Aurelia finished, "and your government will take me for questioning, or worse." "Probably." Boaz sat back studying her. "Why come to Earth at all? Why not seek asylum with the Zenthari or the cooperative worlds?" "Because humans understand something my people do not." Aurelia's eyes held a depth of sadness. "You understand redemption. You understand that warriors can become healers, that enemies can become friends. Your species nearly destroyed itself a dozen times, yet you learned. You grew. You became better." Footsteps on the stairs made them both turn. Elena and Mira stood in the doorway, eyes wide. "Papa," Elena whispered, "is that a dragon?" Boaz sighed. He should have known his daughter's curiosity would override their obedience. "Girls, this is Aurelia. She's hurt and needs our help. Can you bring me the blue medical case from the bathroom?" The girls scrambled away, their fear transforming into purpose. It was one of humanity's greatest traits, Boaz had always believed, the ability to overcome fear with action. Aurelia watched them go, something unreadable in her expression. "Your younglings, they are not afraid?" "They've grown up around aliens," Boaz said. "The colony where we lived had 17 different species, and after their mother—" He paused, the old wound still tender. "After the Kessler attack took her, they learned that danger doesn't come from looking different. It comes from hate." "The Kessler attacked humans and Dracani alike," Aurelia said softly. "A mutual enemy that taught us we were not so different." The girls returned with the medical case, and Boaz showed them how to help, holding bandages, passing instruments, keeping Aurelia's wing steady while he set a temporary brace. They worked together, and he saw wonder replace fear in his daughter's eyes. "You're very brave," Mira told Aurelia solemnly. "Papa says brave people keep going even when they're scared." Aurelia's eyes glistened with what might have been tears. "Your papa is wise, and you are both precious." Over the following days, Boaz kept Aurelia hidden while her wounds healed. He contacted old military friends, called in favors, and arranged for a sympathetic doctor to visit. But it was his daughters who truly transformed the situation. Elena brought Aurelia books about Earth history, eagerly discussing the parallels with Dracani culture. Mira taught her card games and drew pictures of dragons that made Aurelia laugh, a sound like wind chimes in a storm. One evening, Boaz found Aurelia reading to his daughters, her harmonic voice making the story come alive. Mira was curled against her scaled side, and Elena's head rested on her arm. They looked peaceful, complete. Later, after the girls were in bed, Aurelia approached him. "You are taking a great risk, sheltering me." "Why?" Boaz poured them both coffee, a taste Aurelia had acquired despite her species' typical aversion. "You said humans understand redemption, but we also understand something else. We understand that family isn't always blood. Those girls up there, they've been incomplete since their mother died. They needed someone, and maybe you needed them too." "I am a fugitive," Aurelia said, "an outcast. I can offer them nothing. You can offer them exactly what they need." Boaz met her gaze steadily. "You need shelter, and my daughters need a motherly heart. Seems to me that's a fair trade." Aurelia was quiet for a long moment. "Among my people, we have a saying, a clutch is not made by eggs alone, but by the warmth that hatches them." "Then stay," Boaz said simply. "Help me raise them. Teach them about the stars and the cultures out there. Show them that peace is possible. Be the mother they've been missing." "And you?" Aurelia asked, a note of vulnerability in her harmonic voice. "What do you gain from this arrangement?" Boaz smiled, thinking of the laughter he'd heard that evening, the light that had returned to his daughter's eyes. "I gain everything, a complete family, hope for the future. And maybe, just maybe, I gain living proof that humans and Dracani can build something better together than we ever did apart." Aurelia extended her clawed hand, and Boaz took it. The gesture was ancient and universal, a pact, a promise, a new beginning. Outside, the Montana sky blazed with stars, each one representing worlds where humans had learned to thrive not by conquering, but by adapting, accepting, and growing. It was humanity's greatest strength, the ability to find family in the most unexpected places. And in that moment, two species who had once been enemies became something far more powerful. They became home.